Have you ever walked into a room, said absolutely nothing, and yet felt the atmosphere instantly change? You haven't criticized anyone. You haven't raised your voice. You may have even tried your best to be small, to be agreeable, to dim your light just so you wouldn't disturb the peace. And yet, you can feel the tension rising. You see the shift in their eyes, a sudden coldness, an unexplained agitation, or a need to challenge you. Welcome to our universe, your sanctuary for spiritual growth and self-discovery. Hit subscribe and join our journey together. For decades, you have asked yourself the same agonizing question. What is wrong with me? Why do I repel people just by being myself? If you are listening to this, chances are you have spent a lifetime feeling like an outsider. You have felt rejected by family members, alienated by co-workers, or drifted away from friends who suddenly couldn't stand to be around you. You blamed your personality. You blamed your social skills. You wondered if you were broken. But I am here to tell you something that might shock you, and hopefully, finally set you free. There is nothing wrong with you. There never was. The reaction you are receiving has nothing to do with your defects. It has everything to do with your light. You are experiencing a psychological and spiritual phenomenon known as the mirror effect. You're not being rejected because you are less than. You are being pushed away because you are a chosen one, a person of high frequency and deep integrity, and your very presence forces others to look at things they have spent their entire lives running away from. Let's go deeper. What exactly is this mirror effect? Most people move through life wearing masks. They build elaborate structures of lies to protect their egos. They pretend they are happy when they are miserable. They pretend they are kind when they are jealous. They pretend they are secure when they are terrified. They invest years of energy into maintaining these illusions because the truth is too painful to bear. Then you walk in. You, the chosen one. You who values authenticity above all else. You who cannot lie to yourself, even when it hurts. You don't even have to speak. Your energy, your vibration, is like a high-powered floodlight in a dark room. Simply by standing there in your truth, you inadvertently cast a light on their shadows. When a person who is living in a lie stands in front of a person who is living in truth, the friction is instantaneous. They look at you, and deep down, in a place they cannot consciously access, they see what they lack. They see your courage, and it reminds them of their cowardice. They see your freedom, and it reminds them of their cage. They see your natural light, and it reveals their artificial darkness. This is the mirror. You reflect their shadow selves back at them. Imagine looking into a mirror that doesn't just show your face, but shows your soul, your regrets, your compromises, your hidden malice. Would you smile at that mirror, or would you want to smash it? That is why they lash out at you. They are not attacking you. They are trying to break the mirror, so they don't have to look at themselves anymore. This is the burden you have carried since childhood. I know how heavy it is. I know how confusing it is to be kind to someone, to give them your heart, and have them treat you like an enemy. You must understand, the mirror effect is automatic. You cannot turn it off. It is not something you do. It is what you are. For the chosen one, this is often the source of your deepest trauma. You crave connection. You have a heart built for love and unity. Yet your design serves a different purpose. You are here to disrupt the illusion. You are here to wake people up, even if the only way they can wake up is by being uncomfortable in your presence. But realizing this changes everything. It takes the weapon out of their hands. When someone becomes agitated by your silence, when someone mocks your dreams, or when a group suddenly excludes you, stop taking it personally. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for taking up space. You are witnessing their internal battle, projected onto you. They are fighting their own demons, and you are just the battleground. But why you? Why were you chosen to carry this mirror? And how can you stop suffering from the isolation it causes and start using it as your greatest power? We are going to explore that next. Because once you learn to hold the mirror without absorbing the reflection, you become untouchable. Now let's talk about where this hurts the most. It's one thing to feel this rejection from strangers, but it is entirely different when you feel it from the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally, your family. Many of you listening have been labeled the black sheep, but I want you to listen closely. The black sheep is rarely the bad one. In dysfunctional families, the black sheep is actually the truth teller. Families often operate on unspoken contracts of denial. Perhaps there is a history of addiction that everyone ignores. Maybe there is emotional abuse that is brushed off as just how dad is. Maybe there is a generational pressure to be perfect, to suppress emotions, to keep up appearances. Everyone else in the family plays the game. They agree to the lie to keep the boat steady. But you couldn't do it. Even as a child, you saw things clearly. You asked the questions no one wanted to answer. You didn't accept the disrespect. You didn't play the role they assigned to you. Because you refused to participate in the dysfunction, you became the target. The mirror effect is most violent in families because the stakes are so high. When you walk into a family gathering, healing and whole, working on yourself, trying to be better, you are a walking indictment of their stagnation. Your sobriety insults their addiction. Your boundaries insult their enmeshment. Your emotional intelligence insults their emotional immaturity. They don't hate you. They hate that you remind them that they could have healed too, but they chose not to. So they gossip about you. They misunderstand you on purpose. They rewrite history to make you the villain. This is a defense mechanism. If they can convince themselves that you are the problem, that you are too sensitive, difficult, or crazy, then they don't have to listen to the truth you represent. If you are the scapegoat, take it as a badge of honor. It means you were the one strong enough to break the generational curse. You were the one who said, "The trauma stops with me," and that kind of strength always terrifies the weak. 0930. The workplace. Competence as a threat. Now, let's look at how the mirror effect follows you into your career. Have you ever had a boss who seemed to dislike you the more you succeeded? Have you ever had co-workers who smiled to your face but sabotaged you the moment you turned your back? You might think, I work hard. I'm honest. I help everyone. Why do they target me? Here is the hard truth. Your competence highlights their incompetence. In many workplaces, people survive by doing the bare minimum. They hide behind bureaucracy, office politics, and fake busy work. They have settled for mediocrity. Then you arrive. You, the chosen one, operate with a spirit of excellence. You don't just do the job, you pour your soul into it because that is your nature. You have integrity. You don't cut corners. When you shine that brightly, you unintentionally expose everyone else who is coasting in the shadows. A manager who is insecure about their intelligence will feel threatened by your insights. A co-worker who knows they are lazy will feel attacked by your work ethic. You aren't trying to compete with them, but your very existence forces a comparison they cannot win. They feel exposed, and people who feel exposed become dangerous. They will try to humble you. They might exclude you from meetings, withhold information, or criticize your work over tiny details. They are trying to dim your light because it hurts their eyes. Do you see the pattern now? Whether it is at the dinner table or in the conference room, the mechanism is the same. The reaction you are getting is not a measurement of your worth. It is a measurement of their insecurity. For years you have tried to fix this by shrinking. You thought, if I am just quieter, if I am just more helpful, if I just compliment them more, they will accept me. But you know that doesn't work. In fact, it often makes it worse. Why? Because when a lion tries to act like a sheep, it confuses the sheep. It feels fake. People can sense that you are suppressing your power, and it makes them even more uneasy. You cannot manage other people's distorted perceptions of you. You cannot break the mirror just to make them comfortable. The tragedy of the chosen one is that you want to save everyone, but you cannot save people from themselves. You cannot force someone to look into the mirror if they are determined to keep their eyes closed. So, what do you do? How do you live in a world that seems committed to misunderstanding you? Do you isolate yourself forever? Do you become bitter? No, there is a third option. A path that allows you to walk among them without being hurt by them. A path where you stop being the mirror and start becoming the lighthouse. For years you have tried to solve this problem the wrong way. You thought the solution was to become smaller. You stopped sharing your victories because you didn't want to make others jealous. You laughed at jokes that weren't funny just to blend in. You apologized when you didn't do anything wrong. You became a chameleon, changing your colors to match the dullness around you. But let me ask you, did it work? Did shrinking yourself make them love you more? Or did it just make you feel like you were suffocating? The truth is, dimming your light is an act of violence against your own soul. When you try to suppress your nature to make others comfortable, you are telling the universe that you are ashamed of the gift you were given. You are rejecting yourself before they even have the chance to reject you. And the worst part? They still didn't accept you. Because people can smell inauthenticity. When a lion tries to act like a sheep, the sheep don't feel safer. They feel nervous. They know something is off. So the first step to freedom is to stop the self-betrayal. You must accept that you were never designed to fit into a box that is too small for your spirit. You cannot set yourself on fire just to keep others warm. So how do you exist in a world that is triggered by your presence? You must make a crucial psychological shift. You must stop being just a mirror and start becoming a lighthouse. Think about the difference. A mirror is passive. It reflects whatever is in front of it. If someone angry stands in front of a mirror, the mirror reflects anger. This is why you feel so drained. You have been absorbing and reflecting their chaotic energy for years. A lighthouse is different. A lighthouse does not move. It does not run down to the beach and try to save the boats. It does not apologize for its brightness. It does not dim its light because the captain of a ship is asleep at the wheel. It simply stands tall. It shines. It is rooted in the rock. If a ship crashes on the rocks, the lighthouse does not blame itself. Its only job is to provide the light. What the ships do with that light is their responsibility, not yours. This is the state you must reach. You must become detached from their reaction to you. When someone is rude to you for no reason, visualize yourself as that lighthouse. Say to yourself, their storm is not my storm. Their darkness is not my darkness. I am just the light. 1730. The power of the pause. Practical wisdom for you. When you feel that tension rise in a room, when you see that look in their eyes that says they are uncomfortable, do not rush to fix it. Most chosen ones are empaths. When we feel tension, we try to smooth it over. We talk too much. We over-explain. We try to be helpful. Stop. Hold your ground. Let the silence exist. If your presence makes them uncomfortable, let them be uncomfortable. That discomfort is their teacher, not your burden. By rushing in to fix the moment, you are actually stealing their opportunity to grow. You are stealing their chance to look at their own shadow. You're not responsible for managing other people's emotional regulation. You are only responsible for your own integrity. When you stop trying to manage their perception of you, a heavy weight will lift off your shoulders. You will realize that their rejection was never about you. It was a projection of their own internal war. You were just the canvas they were painting on. And now, you are taking the canvas away. There is another reason this happens. A reason that is harder to accept, but is deeply true. Sometimes the mirror effect is your protection. If everyone liked you, you would never leave. You would stay in that toxic job forever. You would stay in that draining relationship forever. You would stay in that town that is too small for your dreams. The rejection is the universe's way of pushing you out of environments where you do not belong. It's a divine eviction notice. When people push you away, they are doing you a favor. They are saving you from wasting years of your life trying to water a dead flower. They are closing a door so you are forced to find the one that is actually meant for you. Don't cry over the closed door. Don't bang on it asking to be let back in. Turn around. There's a path behind you that you haven't even looked at yet because you were too busy staring at the people who didn't want you. Now, I have to be honest with you about the hardest part of this journey. When you stop playing the game, when you stop shrinking to fit into other people's comfort zones, the room is going to get very quiet. You might lose friends. You might stop getting invited to certain family gatherings. You might find yourself spending Friday nights alone while everyone else is out pretending to have fun. This period of solitude is what breaks most people. They panic. They think, "Oh no, I made a mistake. I'm all alone now." And they rush back to the toxicity because the known pain feels safer than the unknown silence. Please, do not go back. This solitude is not a punishment. It is a quarantine. The universe is clearing out your energy field. Think about it. For years you have been surrounded by people who only liked the fake version of you, the version that was convenient for them, the version that didn't challenge them. Those relationships were not built on a foundation of truth. They were built on a foundation of mutual tolerance. When you start vibrating at the frequency of your true self, your chosen self, those old connections must break. They cannot survive in your new atmosphere. It is like trying to breathe underwater. They just can't exist there. Let them go. Here is the promise I want you to hold on to. Emptiness creates space for the new. You cannot fill a cup that is already full of sour milk. You have to pour it out, wash it, and wait. By standing in your truth, by becoming that lighthouse we talked about, you stop attracting the people who need a mirror to feed their ego. Instead, you start attracting other lighthouses. You start attracting people who are also doing the work. People who don't need you to be small so they can feel big. People who see your light and say, "Finally, someone who understands." You've spent your whole life trying to be normal for people who are never going to get you. Now you are going to be abnormal so the right people can find you. There are millions of us out there. We are the cycle breakers. We are the sensitive ones. We are the ones who feel too much and see too much. We have been hiding in plain sight, just like you. But we can't find you if you are wearing a mask. We can't see your signal if you are dimming your light. When you stop trying to convince the wrong people to love you, the right people will show up effortlessly. You won't have to explain yourself to them. You won't have to apologize for your intensity. They will love you for it, not in spite of it. This brings us to the final shift in perspective. For so long you have viewed the mirror effect as a curse. You thought it was a defect that kept you from belonging. I want you to reframe it right now. It is not a curse. It is your mission. You were not sent here to blend in. You were not sent here to keep the peace at the expense of the truth. You were sent here to disrupt the illusion. Every time someone gets uncomfortable around you, it means you are doing your job. Every time someone projects their shadow onto you, it means you have triggered a potential healing in them, even if they aren't ready to accept it yet. You are a catalyst. Think of a chemical reaction. A catalyst enters the mix and changes everything, just by being there. It causes a transformation. It speeds up the process. That is you. You speed up the truth. In a family of liars, you force the truth to surface. In a workplace of laziness, you force competence to surface. In a relationship of convenience, you force reality to surface. It is messy work. It is thankless work. But it is holy work. So stop asking the universe to make you normal. Stop asking to be like everyone else. Everyone else is sleepwalking. You are awake. And yes, it is harder to be awake in a world of sleepers, but the view is so much better. You are not rejected. You are redirected. You are not broken. You are breaking through. 29:30, the final call. As we come to the end, I want you to take a deep breath. Feel the weight of all those years of rejection falling off your shoulders. Visualize it dropping to the floor like a heavy coat you don't need to wear anymore. You are free now. You are free from the need to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You are free from the guilt of making people uncomfortable with your growth. Stand up, shoulders back, chin up. Let them look at you. Let them see their reflection. Let them deal with their own shadows. You have a light to shine, and you have wasted enough time trying to hide it. Go be the lighthouse.